This time on Watchers of Tomorrow, the devil does like earthquakes.
Hello, welcome to Watchers of Tomorrow, the sci-fi review and critique show that can give you everything you ever wanted. You just have to sign right here. My name is Gefwin. I'm joined as always by my friend and co-host, Dr. Isix.
Hi.
And this week we have this is my favorite fun Star Trek episode. I don't see as many people out, talking about it, but this has always been my favorite one.
Yeah, it is a bit goofy. There is some very almost TOS vibes going on in terms of the general plot, but it's well put together and flows very nicely and is kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a TOS plot line, but Picard solves it with litigation.
Yep.
But also that bad kind of Star Trek litigation where you definitely didn't have any idea what you were doing and you're really hoping someone figures out some Hail Mary thing at the last minute to save your ass.
Yes, spoilers.
Of course, this episode is Devil's Due, not The Devil's Due. It sounds like it should be.
Yeah, the Devil's Due is one thing, but this one features a devil, and there's something that's due to that specific devil.
Are you implying that there's also just an unhouse trained devil somewhere? The Devil's Due.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
It's burning a hole in the carpet.
Or maybe the devil's due to appear in court today.
I mean, yeah, that's part of the story. So this episode has two writers because we just cannot have things simple anymore. TV used to be written by one guy.
And that way it could be consistent from the beginning of the episode to the end, but not necessarily between episodes.
Yeah. This was written by William Douglas Lansford and Philip Lazenbunk, I think. Lesbinik, possibly.
Lazebnik.
It looks like it might be Polish.
Lazebnik?
Because there's a lot of vowels and some consonants we don't use a lot.
Yes.
Lansford is interesting. He joined the Marines in the 40s, served in the Pacific Campaign during World War II, was part of the 5th Marine Division on Iwo Jima. If you don't know what that is, go ask your World War II obsessed dad, and he will tell you. He went to school after the war,
time.
became a journalist, and then wrote hundreds and hundreds of short stories for various magazines before getting to work on teleplays. Some of the standout shows that we've talked about are things like Wagon Train and Bonanza and Ships.
Yep. So not tons of stuff generally for the TV markets, but just kind of dabbling occasionally.
Yeah, but wrote a lot of those magazine stories, and especially for things that they called men's adventure magazines, which are a whole... If you've not heard of those things, just look up some covers. They are the weirdest. They're the weirdest old shit. You think some old sci-fi stuff was weird. You've not seen the stuff they had. I rescued a harem from the Nazi commander in Germany.
Whenever someone brings up this genre, I'm always reminded of a guy, a chest bear is wrestling a snake while there's a damsel in distress in the background
who's lost about 35% of her dress.
Yeah, and there's stomping on either an alligator or some bad guy. I don't know which one in this case.
It's basically someone took all of the late 80s, early 90s video game covers that have nothing to do with what's going on in the game and just wrote short stories about them.
Except this came before then, so it's even weirder.
Lazebnik is also very interesting. He wrote several shows before Star Trek. He was writing on Day by Day and Wings, but he's best known for his later work, writing Disney's Pocahontas, Mulan, and then DreamWorks' Prince of Egypt and Road to El Dorado.
Oh, yeah. Now let's do both. The Road to El Dorado came from that.
Yeah.
Also, Mutant X.
Road to El Dorado is very good. It's just underrated. Yes, now we have to describe to the children where the memes came from.
He'll be doing a couple of Star Trek episodes, including one for DS9. So they'll be back.
Yeah, before he commits the absolute war crime that is Pocahontas, and then Mulan's good. Prince of Egypt, I have mixed feelings about. It's a good animation, but my God, they did not handle the biblical tone shift in the middle well. They go straight from the last plague of Egypt to an upbeat song.
Well, maybe it's one of those ones that it's maybe best seen in two parts. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, like the original.
Yeah.
I forget where they split the Ten Commandments, but all those old ones had an intermission somewhere.
So, more intermissions in movies.
But also less Disney songs you have to fit in there.
True.
You don't really have as much of a tone shift if you don't have to go straight from killing every firstborn son of Egypt to let's sing about how happy we are that we're free.
Well, hooray for liberation. Too bad all those folks had to die. Oh, Pocahontas 2, Journey to the New World. Oh, no.
That one was real bad. I remember seeing that when I was a kid.
Yeah, well, he's only credited for the characters, but uncredited.
So he is not. So he doesn't even want to acknowledge that this was his fault.
It's like, all right, I'm out of here. I gotta do Milan. But they made me do Pocahontas. Don't blame me, guys.
We have a kind of short cast this time because it's more of a small character study, even though we are on another planet this time.
Yeah.
Paul Lambert is playing Dr. Howard Clark. Lambert's a very long-time actor, having appeared in small roles in classic films like Spartacus, Planet of the Apes, and All the President's Men, and he has more than 300 TV show credits.
Yes, so name a TV show, and he may have, before like 95, and he may have been in it.
We have a few of our normal staples like Gunsmoke, Man from U.N.C.L.E., and Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Law & Order, because everyone was on at least one of those.
Yeah. Were you an actor alive sometime after the late 80s, then you were on Law & Order by default. Oh, he's also on Night Court.
Now we have some possibly French names, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to pretend they're French, because the French tend to have the weirdest names. Even though neither of these people is French. So Marcelo Tuber plays Akas Jared. He was born in Argentina, but moved to LA very young because his actor mom wanted to make acting opportunities. He started on the TV show Simon & Simon, and had various roles in shows including The Golden Girls, and he was a very prolific voice actor, appearing in Batman, Superman, Batman Beyond, a bunch of other shows and video games.
Oh, like a Saints Row and all that.
Yeah, he's been in a lot, but not a lot of super famous shit. He's been around.
He's also in Star Trek Picard.
Yep, as some completely other dude.
Yeah. Closure, NCIS, the usual suspects. Oh, Fallout New Vegas.
All the stupid return characters that they shoehorned into Star Trek Picard, and this guy just has to play somebody completely different.
Yep.
Even though it would not surprise me with the tone of that show if he just showed up, went, "Hey, you saved my planet from the devil. Cool," and left, because that's mostly, probably died, actually, because that's what they did on that show most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, you saved my planet from the devil. Time for me to die tragically now. Good job, Picard.
Kind of, short-sighted reasons, maybe.
Yeah.
Tremors 2.
Then finally we have Martha Dubois, who plays Ardra. She made her TV debut in 1980 on Trapper John MD. She had a lot of guest roles, including playing a character on Magnum PI that I had to dig really deep to find the name of, and is mostly referred to as Magnum PI's wife.
Michelle Hugh.
Yep. Or maybe Michelle Magnum. We don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe Michelle P.I.
Yes, my name is Michelle P.I. Little known fact, Magnum is his first name. He's not actually a private detective.
Yes, it's just, it's just
common
his name.
misconception.
She was also in Starman, which was apparently a TV show in this particular case.
One of her main leading roles was a brief-lived show called Tales of the Golden Monkey in '82. Not to be confused with the Nickelodeon quiz show.
Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Yeah, but they had a golden monkey.
Yes, yeah, the idol you had to go collect and extract, despite all these locals trying to keep you from doing it, man.
I loved that show. It was such a stupid show.
Yes.
We really lost something in strange children's competitive reality game shows.
It's like there's the one with all the food, and all the one with all the sports, and all the one with the mystical Central American idols there, and where are those today, man?
Oh, what happened? Where is my American Gladiators reboot?
Yeah,
feels like it's time to try that again.
We need more people running around with the name like Turbo.
Yeah, I just I like American Ninja Warrior, but it's getting old. Mm-hmm. We need some other do that, but we used to do that, but someone was shooting Nerf balls at you.
Yes.
Why don't we bring that back?
Nerf balls, and you could in one of the games you could fire back, but you had different sort of devices to do it with, and then did that one also get adapted to Guts?
Yeah, you had a lot of different. You had a Nerf arrow, and then a small Nerf dart, and you had to hit a little target next to the person while they were shooting a Nerf blaster at you.
Oh, and as you get much closer, you got a bazooka sort of thing, but it was also right there, so it's really hard to miss.
It's also the one with the famous giant colorful Q-tips where you smack each other off of pillars.
Yep. It's sort of like that one game that Riker played with his dad, but slightly softer and you're more elevated.
Yeah, less blindfolded.
Yeah.
Only certain people will know it was adapted most recently at DashCon 2 into Strange Eons versus the Muppet Joker.
I am just generally baffled by that entire statement now. Thank you.
Yes, people from Tumblr will know. So we have a story that's unrelated to tumbling nonsense. And
to kick it off, I did try to put something together real quick, but the only it was only I only ended up with the first couple lines here, unfortunately, and it was Ardra went down to Bentax. She was looking for a planet to steal. She was, way behind and looking to make a deal, or something like that. I don't know where it goes from there.
Yeah, there's a surprising lack of fiddles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you could have something about shaking the ground hard instead of playing the fiddle, but then you need Picard to come and it's hard to rhyme legal battles somehow.
Well, maybe we should change that, Make every legal battle a rap battle.
At least be more entertaining. Now every legal battle is a landlord badly using AI.
Yeah. And, they're just so baffling and they don't rhyme at all.
Yeah. I don't pay attention to anything that doesn't rhyme.
Yeah. So that's why you never pay attention to me. Got it.
So we open on Data, who's dressed in a Victorian nightgown because he is playing Scrooge on the holodeck in a recreation of the Christmas Carol. Yes. He cowers in fear from Marley's ghost, and Picard stops the program, and they talk a bit because Data's working on method acting, but reverse method acting, because instead of using his own experiences and emotions to form the heart of a performance, he's trying to use a performance to understand emotions.
Which, I suppose that's a interesting take on the whole process there. And you just be careful, Data. You don't want to turn into a Jared Leto situation where you're just kind of a dick to everybody.
They do have the thing where, Patrick Stewart, who is an avowed method actor, so method acting, never heard of it. So they never really go into this again, but fear might be a central theme.
Indeed. But don't let your fear determine your fate.
Yeah, Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate.
Hate leads to Waffle House for some reason. Outback is the dark side. Anyway.
I could see this with the Waffle House. As always happens when they're doing character stuff, they have a red alert and they're called to the bridge because they never have to write the end of one of these scenes.
Mm-hmm.
They've received aid.
Which kind of makes me wonder, what if they were forced to?
Yeah, just like, oh, well, good job, Data. It's like, did you have anything else to ask? It's like, no, usually we're called away before now. I don't.
Strange.
I don't have a point, actually.
I was setting up a theme, but that was about it. Anyway, let's just pretend there was a red alert. Let's go.
So they've received a distress call from the planet Vintax 2, where there's a research station. They're having trouble getting in touch because the signal is bad, and the station is currently under attack by a planet in chaos where the people are utterly convinced that the world is going to come to an end the very next day.
Well, I suppose this does kind of make sense. The locals getting up in arms and trying to destroy science, that tends to be a thing that happens, we've noticed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Science told us the world was ending. I hate it now. They arrive hastily, but not before the mob breaks into the lab. They're only able to lock onto one of the researchers who they beam aboard. Luckily, this is Howard Clark, who was the head scientist, so they can actually get some useful information out of him.
Yeah, as a head scientist, he gets the privilege of standing in the one place that isn't like under a transporter suppression beam or something like that.
Yep, it's Federation rules. Head scientist always gets beamed out first.
Yep.
So he explains that Ventax 2 is a healthy agrarian society, and they were here to study it because it's a weird anthropological quirk that they had super advanced technology about 1,000 years ago, and then suddenly gave it all up to become farmers.
Yeah. And so we do have to address the Prime Directive issue here that, even if they previously had this technology, the people that knew much about it don't really exist anymore. So why can we talk to these people?
Well, apparently the Klingons did it. The
so,
Klingons just contacted them, and I guess it's just, okay, too late now.
So really, we can go around and have the Klingons first contact everyone, and then we can talk to people. Got it.
Yeah. So ever since the Klingons came down to talk to them, for some reason, I don't know why a Klingon would see a farming world. They're like, I gotta talk to that guy.
It's maybe scouting to see if they want to conquer it or something.
But they've had access to, future technology. They're just not very interested in it. And he described the planet as having absolutely no social problems until riots.
Yeah, just suddenly riots.
So apparently a little bit ago, the head of state, one Arkos Jared, became obsessed with a ancient legend of Ardra, is the Ventaxian version of the devil. The entire planet believes that the only reason they had a bunch of peace and prosperity for the last 1,000 years is because they sold their souls to the devil, and she's basically coming back to collect now.
Well, that seems a little strange, and I am also very disappointed that these riots were not caused because he discovered zoot suits.
So they get Jared on screen, and he is sorry about the scientists being held hostage, but I can't do much. There's a mob now.
Yeah, I might be the guy in charge of the entire planet, but my hands, they are tied for reasons.
Yeah, but the mob. Did you see the mob? It's right.
Yeah, it's scary,
right
man.
Outside.
Yeah.
They keep showing a matte painting of it. The prophecy of Ardra is coming true. There's been earthquakes. There's been visions. Picard goes, that's not much of an earthquake.
Yeah.
I love this whole thing. The whole time, they think the devil is coming. They think the devil is coming to collect their souls. They literally believe in a devil that is coming to collect their souls. It's like, why are they afraid of some earthquakes?
Yeah. It's the sign. Okay. Maybe you should be living it up in your last days before, you get sucked to hell or something like that.
Yeah. Possibly. Yeah. I don't know why everyone's rioting. Maybe they're stealing sex toys or something.
Yeah. And that's what the research station's doing. I got it now.
So in the mandatory lounge meeting, Troy's worried the population is getting so anxious and angry that they might become suicidal. This never comes up again. Data reports on Ardra. She's the center of the Ventaxian religion, which is an interesting one. I'd be interested to learn more about this religion that's centered on the idea that your ancestors sold everyone's souls to the devil. It sounds like a really interesting religion.
Yeah. So, sort of a, I guess be nice and follow the rule of Ardra. Otherwise, you'll break the contract.
I guess.
And then everyone will go to hell right now as opposed to later.
So the ancient legends say that 1,000 years ago, she offered them peace and prosperity in exchange for them handing over the entire population into servitude when the agreement was done. There are ancient scrolls on the capital that nobody's very interested in except for recently because of all the visions and earthquakes and shit.
Yeah.
Picard wants to go down to the planet, even though it's a very bad idea, but he needs to negotiate personally and also set up some antagonism with the main villain.
Yes, so we're going to have an exception to the no beaming down Picard rule.
Yeah, I guess because they thought Riker having a standoff with a strong woman has been done a lot.
So, yeah. And we got to keep Patrick Stewart on on contract here, so.
So Picard, Data, Troy, and Worf arrive and are met by Jared, who doesn't want them there because Ardra is coming and is dangerous. Picard goes, "Why are you afraid of the earthquakes? Also, Ardra's not real." Then a woman appears out of nowhere and says, "Hey, I'm Ardra. How you doing?"
"Hi, I'm Ardra. How are you doing today?"
By the by, I'm here to enslave the planet.
So I don't believe in you, so I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. They say they don't believe in her. She's like, but I've been all the devils, everywhere. I'm every planet's devil, including the Klingon one, and which gives Worf a chance to go, "No, you're not." And then she turns into a big, drooly Klingon guy. Like, "I am Thekla."
And I give them points for giving him, satyr legs here.
Yeah.
So
it implies so it's like, some interesting things about Klingon, about the Klingon flora and fauna.
Yes. So, this is Feklar, is obviously going to be a derived from various aspects of things that Klingons have run into before, and well, I guess they have drooly creatures with fuzzy legs
and hooves.
Yes.
Picard still doesn't believe her, and decides that he wants to look into contract law, which is the thing he knows about. Picard and Data go into the 1,000-year-old legal documents, and everybody else goes back to the ship.
All right. Worf's like, "Gosh darn it, I want to wrestle the devil."
They have another meeting. Riker goes, "Could this be Q?" And Picard goes, "Nah, Q wouldn't bother with a contract."
Yeah.
Worf goes, "But her powers." And he goes, "I don't know. We can make shit disappear. And we can do the other stuff with holograms. Like, technology really does take the magic out of magic these days."
Yes. If she managed to kick the Enterprise, several light years away, we could also say, "Yeah, we've seen this before. Try again."
What's this? A giant hand coming out of the sky to shake the ship around? Try again. Kirk was dealing with that shit 100 years ago.
We've seen some things, so, step up your game.
No, I do like this. Like, they go, "Could it be Q?" It's like, we've seen gods, extra-dimensional beings. Like, Kirk dealt with quite literal gods. But, I don't know. I don't know about this girl. But if it is some kind of technology, they're using power, so Geordi should find that, because he knows how to find that. They go back to the bridge where Ardra's just waiting for them.
Well, this is awkward. Maybe we should have put our shields up.
Yeah. Worf tries to remove her. She pushes him back with her mind powers. Ooh.
Poor Worf.
Yep, the Worf effect. In full effect. At least doesn't get his arm broken this time. Yeah.
True.
Picard, as he beamed off the bridge, just reappears in Data's chair where there was an ensign a minute ago.
Yeah, the ensign, who knows what happened to them? Maybe they're dead.
Data returns to report on the contract. It seems like it's in complete legal order, fully correct, in agreement with every law of the planet he can find. And when the contract came due, Ardra gained ownership of everyone on the planet and in orbit. So this is hers now.
Huh. Well, that's silly. Also, I'm pretty sure the legal authorities of this planet do not extend to a Federation starship. for various reasons, but, whatever.
Yeah, that one was just some luck. I mean, that one really could lead credence to the actual devil myth, because, the devil would do something like that. It's like, yeah, I'll also get anything in orbit. And they're like, I don't know what orbit is. We're not a spacefaring civilization. Sure. And that's like, haha, in exactly 1,000 years, a cool spaceship will be here, which I know because I'm the devil.
I've foreseen it and plotted. Mwah!
Later on, Picard gets to tell Data about con artists because he thinks that this is a con. Data points out there's 1,000 years of peace and etc. That's like the contract said. Picard says they don't have any way of knowing what actually happened. Maybe a leader created the scrolls as a way to motivate people to change, or maybe there was a real Ardra figure who became the basis for legendary mythology. All we know now is there is a woman here who is probably not 1,000 years old.
Yes, so we'll carbon date her and we'll determine for sure.
Yeah, there you go. He also asked Data to keep looking at the laws to see if there's any way that they can dispute this contract.
Like previously there had been a number of nation states on the planet, and then they formed up into one planetary union. So the laws and various rules that were laid out previously maybe just don't apply anymore?
Possibly. Hard to say.
Yeah.
Find me a loophole, Data. Picard goes to bed, but he wears way too sexy of a nightshirt and attracts Ardra, who appears to flirt with him in very heavy quotations.
Yes. So Picard, first off, a little warning about dressing up too sexy. This will attract the devil.
Yeah.
And Ardra, you're trying way too hard here, and you're picking a female crew member to try to entice Picard here, but you kind of picked the wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's all into sexy dress, and she's like, oh, you don't like sexy dresses, and then she gets into like a Victorian dress, and is like, maybe you want a proper woman, and then it's like, maybe you want to sleep with Troy. Was this written for Riker? What's going on?
I'm not Riker, go away.
He keeps saying he's not interested, so she gets mad and sends him down to the planet in his night stuff, where Geordi is very surprised to see him.
Other folks maybe wouldn't have been wearing even a loose-fitting and open shirt, and so they'd just be in their underwear, or even less potentially. So this is only marginally awkward. Yeah. So I do have to wonder: is Ardra doing this to other people on the ship too?
Maybe. Random, nearly nude crew members have appeared all over the planet. They can't get the transporter to work, so Picard wants them to send Data down in a shuttle and to bring a uniform, please. They head back up to the ship on the shuttle, so Picard gets to learn that Data's found an obscure part of the law that may let them enter arbitration because the dispute involves an alien culture.
All right, well, that's kind of cool. Wait, the Klingons hung around long enough for arbitration?
Apparently.
Weird.
Then the Enterprise disappears.
Oh, gosh. Riker, where'd you put my ship?
Yeah, just poof. Can't contact anyone. Can't find it. It's gone. They returned to the science station. Geordi can't find any sign of the Enterprise, but did notice a jump in Z-particle activities when the Enterprise disappeared. They can be a power source, but they're hard to track.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool, because Z-particles are actually a thing.
Yeah, they come after Y-particles?
No, W's, actually. Well, they are the particles with the W particles that regulate what's called the weak nuclear force. So what I'm saying is, Ardra, you're weak.
So Ardra appears to rub in that she took the ship. Picard challenges her to arbitration. Ardra goes, I don't have anything to gain, so if I win, you have to give yourself to me, whatever that means. It's ambiguous, but...
So, yeah. So, more than, me as an all-powerful devil could, take from you. You have to give.
Yeah.
So I guess Ardra doesn't want to be in the dom role now?
Yeah. She's so tired of it.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps assuming she's a dommy mommy because of the outfit, and she's sick of it.
Yeah, and
because it's bad to make those kind of assumptions for people.
Yeah, she could be a switch. She could be a sub. You never know.
Ardra picks Data to arbitrate because he can't lie or have bias as an android.
That's workable. Yeah. And it's a good point about, anyone else on this planet, even like the researchers would be kind of, intimidated potentially, but Data, you wouldn't be, so hooray.
So they begin, and Ardra gets to start questioning Jared. He agrees that she's amazing and the best, and everything's great.
Yeah, don't hurt me, please.
1,000 years ago, the planet was almost unlivable with pollution and waste and starvation and plagues. And Ardra came and undid it, as the contract says. And they should know that she's going to return because there were earthquakes and visions and everything happened. And so as far as he's concerned, the contract was fulfilled.
Well, as you said, you're now the former leader of this planet. So maybe you don't have say anymore? That's not going to work, is it?
No.
Alas.
Then she questions Picard, which, as they say, is kind of unusual.
Yeah. Like, well, do I have to be sworn in? What's the deal here?
She just wants to demonstrate her powers on Picard. She says, hey, explain earthquakes and how I can turn into a devil, like the literal devil this time, with horns and everything. And I can make you disappear. Explain it in exactly one word.
Goober.
But in the lab, all these magic tricks have given them particles to trace, and they find them coalescing over the western magnetic pole. They don't see anything. Geordi goes, no, there's got to be something. I don't believe it this time.
Yeah, fire phasers. This is the planet, not the ship. Oh, darn it.
Planets should have phasers. Like, they never have any ground-based space defenses on these things, and it seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, you could, obviously defense satellites, fine, whatever, but we show at various points that phasers can very easily cut through an atmosphere. So, why not ground defenses?
You should have just, like, a thing on each pole. It's just a giant-ass cannon. Maybe it can route through a satellite or something to give you global coverage. That's just more power than you could ever put onto a spaceship that can just one-shot things.
Yeah. Each planet becomes its own Death Star.
I don't see why not. Picard gets to ask questions now. So he asks Jared to explain how the planet got better after Ardra did the contract. Did she do magic? Or did she lead people to a new way of life? Did she even throw away a candy wrapper?
One piece of garbage. Where'd it go? Not into her hands.
Seems like Ardra didn't do anything, and their ancestors introduced a lot of reforms and changed their societal basis and economic structure in order to clean up the planet.
That also maybe implies that there is a period of transition before your ultimate peace and prosperity. So, wait, Picard doesn't bring this up.
Yeah,
Never
he
mind.
should. Like, at what point does it start if it took you a while to get to peace and prosperity?
Yeah, Ardra might be early. Yep.
Ardra just asks Jared if he has any doubt that things would have changed if she hadn't have shown up. And he goes, nope, you're the only reason things are good now.
Well, I guess we are totally using his opinion on things. Oh, wait, Data's here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then Data's just like, yep, that's how the law works, apparently.
Thanks, Data.
There's not much else to say, except Geordi just showed up, so Picard asks for a recess because some random stuff has happened that's going to save his ass.
Yes, the last minute Hail Mary that you Brett mentioned earlier. It's here.
Geordi found a cloaked ship. They have a bad copy of a Roman cloaking device, so they were able to find it. The Enterprise is inside of the cloaking field, and Picard goes, okay, here's the plan. Whisper, 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 cut away.
So we got an hour to set this up, and then we got 55 minutes to sit around and do nothing. Got it.
So now Picard comes back, and he's ready to litigate. So he goes,
Litigate, Picard.
So, Jared, what if I told you that Ardra has no powers at all? And he goes, but we've seen them. He goes, yeah, well, I can do that. And he starts an earthquake. And then he says, Ardra, would you like to stop the earthquake? And he says, no, thank you.
No, I like the tremors.
And he snaps his fingers and stops the earthquake. Then he makes Ardra disappear for a while. Then he turns into Feklar for a while because they obviously put a lot of work into that suit.
Yep. Come out, Feklar, it's time to do your thing again.
They just get mildly impatient, so Picard explains that they found Ardra's ship, and they sent Riker on board to take it over, and they are now using all of her own tricks against her. She had eye implants that let her control the computer programs with eye movements, and Picard's just having Riker monitor his comm badge. So, all in all, Ardra's a fake, and Jared calls in some guards to arrest her.
Excellent. So, now that you've realized that this devil is the fake, you do have guards that can do things, as opposed to previously when you were just letting the riots happen.
Yeah.
Man, this guy sucks.
Yeah, he's probably going to get voted out or whatever they do.
Yeah. Or maybe the real Ardra will show up and it's like, I had you guys do the contract thing, not because, I actually want to take over your planet, but because, well, I knew you could do it yourselves the whole time. I'm going to go back to Megas too, and also get rid of this guy. He sucks.
This guy sucks. Now I am going to enslave you, because how could you think this woman was me? What a stupid thing to think.
You failed the test of being not idiots.
I, Ardra, just wanted you to know who I was, and now you don't, and I'm mad at you now. That's it. That was all.
Yeah. So, con artist arrested, and the Enterprise is still under Federation control, and Bentak 2 is still confused why they're the second planet with that name.
I mean, it's usually like the second planet in the solar system or something.
Well, we don't live on Mercury 3.
I mean, we should live on Sol 3, right?
Yeah. Or I guess in the how things are actually developing in terms of signifying of extrasolar planets, we'd be on Sol C.
Oh, we're using letters now.
Mm-hmm.
So when we find the inevitable system that has more than 26 planets, we're screwed.
Yeah. So maybe we'll start having Greek letters or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, fine. This one's double A.
And then we landed on Zulpthar ACMX Gamma B.
A lot more planets than I expected here.
Yeah.
I found a picture of Feklar reading his script.
Oh, yeah. There you are, Feklar. Don't drool on the...
he looks like he's going to drool on
director
it.
Too much. Yeah.
Why did he need to read a script? His lines are, I am Feklar, guardian of Greathor.
Maybe they're asking for more enthusiasm about, being in charge of Greathor.
That was great, but, can you spit more?
Yeah. More bubbly, No, not like that. Like, not happy bubbly, like more phlegm.
Yeah. More phlegmy.
Phlegmy. So, it was a fun episode.
Yeah. Anyway, this is supposed to be about fear.
Yeah.
Look how fear motivated people.
Fear, you got this big scary thing that's going to do bad things on you, and you better do the things, otherwise you're going to have suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do the things, or else. So, how do you feel about fear?
It's a necessary motivator. I don't know, people give it a bad time.
It's fear can be many things, and the thing is, we are as thinking beings, we are capable to reflect on our actions and anticipate things to potentially short-circuit fear when it is not being actually helpful. And it would be nice if people did that more often.
I don't know. I feel like we give ourselves way too much credit on that one.
Yeah. So I say it would be nice.
Not only in that we can just stop having emotions whenever we want, but also this good old idea that we keep having that other animals just can't because they just work entirely on instinct.
They can, have fear response. It's maybe not easy to communicate it to us, but, it will motivate their actions and cause them stress. So, it's pretty obvious that, especially like more complicated critters, a worm might not necessarily have the room for such, emotional interactions, but something like a bird or like, small mammals, big mammals, that sort of thing. You're going to have that sort of thing going on.
Well, it kind of depends. Like, if an animal couldn't hold back its fear responses, it would be a very dead animal very quickly.
Yeah. Interacting with these sorts of, emotions is something that, critters kind of have to learn how to deal with. Because otherwise, you're just going to be afraid of everything forever.
I think that one of the interesting things with this series overall, like Star Trek has an interesting needle to thread with the way that it wants to have its supernatural universe as well as its normal technological universe, because they definitely are utilizing future technology to an extent that it's all just magic to us. They don't even bother to have to explain much of it beyond a couple of throwaway lines. It's all made up crap. Like, as far as we understand physics, some of it is like completely impossible if it's supposed to work anything the way that they even try to mildly explain it.
Yep. This is, we got a applied full bottom thing going on here, and the impossibility drive is causing the unobtainium to twinkle at us, and that's how things happen.
Yep. So they have to just take your word for it when stuff is supposed to not be technology.
Yes.
Because, like, interestingly, like, this episode is kind of the first one where they do this at all, because even the line earlier on of, like, could this be Q? It's like, maybe, but, like, you failed to really talk about how any of Q's powers are that much different between any of your technology.
Yeah.
Like, she's really not doing that much more than Q does. But Q showed up and he went, "This is a powerful cosmic being, the likes of which we can never understand." And she showed up and went, seems like it's just a transporter, really. I can do that.
In terms of, what Q is shown for his powers that Ardra doesn't, we got zap folks into a location with various folks that they interact with, which is very much like a holodeck.
Yeah.
We got the zapping people from one location to another, which is transporter sort of stuff, but also the long range version. Like, we're going to kick you a couple years away from Federation space, have you run into the Borg there. So this is sort of like that time that we got ourselves zapped to the far edge of the universe, right? Except, more limited. So this is something we know can be done. And what else you got, Q?
Yep.
Yeah. Ability to have a constant contact with some magical database of information that you can just sort of intuitively interact with. Well, that seems just like an application of technology that's already present, but instead of, asking the computer for information, you think it, and it just gives you the information right into your brain. So,
all this stuff is very easily explained with technology, and they don't really do much than this with her. They go, well, she's using technology. We've run into a bunch of other stuff that doesn't, but Picard gets a vibe.
Yeah.
Picard has his vibes.
Yeah, it doesn't smell right to me. Are you getting a vibe again, Captain? Yes.
She seems like a flim-flam artist.
So maybe Picard's been watching Leverage recently.
Yeah.
Which,
kind of interestingly, the only realistic thing they say, which it was a good thing to look at, I feel like they could have maybe gone into it a little more. Like, she asks about economic forecasts and things. It's like, that seems like a weird thing for this kind of supernatural being to care about.
It's like, all right, so we have seen some pretty weird stuff out there, but generally, once you hit a certain level of cosmic capability, you stop caring about things like that.
Why does Q care about money?
Yeah.
But they don't ever ask why the devil cares about money.
Well, they could have pulled a line from Star Trek V and it's like, what does God, want with a starship?
Yeah.
It's like, I remembered of a famous thing previous captain of an Enterprise said.
I remember Kirk's wise words of wisdom. What does God need with a starship?
What does Ardra need with money?
It's still my favorite line in all of Star Trek because you can just hear it. He thought he really fucking had it with that line. It's like, this'll get him. This'll get him. This'll show how good of a writer I am.
It is a good line, though, at the end of the day. But yes. So, we got magic powers masquerading as technology, and technology masquerading as magic powers, and Ardra's found out.
Yeah, I think this is one of the things that in a lot of speculative fiction, sci-fi, fantasy media, they really pick a lane in a way that some of these longer running shows don't anymore. Because Star Trek, of course, like, mixes a bit. It's mostly technology, but you do have the superpowered whatever space beings.
Yes.
But most things that do that are just science fantasy stuff. Star Wars doesn't bother to explain how stuff works, and there's magic. I haven't seen as much of it as you, but as I understand, like Babylon 5, there's weird space magic we can't understand, but we don't even bother to try to explain it, and also the technology feels a little more grounded. So it's not like, well, of course, we can transport people 500 years across space, and it's normal. Like, being teleported seems like an unusual thing.
Yeah, the entities and beings and the entire alien space races out there that have been around for thousands, millions of years aren't able to teleport you. They might have starships that can crack open a planet, but they're not able to kick you from one side of the galaxy to another just willy-nilly. And in fact, one of the Babylon 5 TV movies featured the leftovers of an attempt to do exactly that. It's like, well, we have hyperspace and jump gates here, but what if we made one that was even more so? And then bad things happened. Anyway.
So my point is that, like, a lot of stuff has to pick a lane. You either have a problem of saying the technology does everything that's basically magic, or you have the thing of technology's limited and we have eldritch whatever thingies we can't understand that can do magic. But if you have something like this where your sci-fi is magic, but also the magic people are magic, and they do basically the same thing, you create a weird, muddled explanation of how anything is supposed to be happening.
Yeah, and it's are you going to be solving the problem today with the technobabble, or sacred symbols written on the floor like Spock did?
Yeah.
And it's kind of not mattering which one it is at the end of the day.
I did neglect to mention before, because I wrote the writer thing a little sloppily, and I forgot. One of the reasons that this episode feels like this, and it feels so original series-y, is because it was originally written for Star Trek Phase 2 in the 70s, and then was later adapted into this. That's why the two writers, like William Lansford, wrote the original, and Philip Lazenbeck adapted it for Next Gen.
There's definitely a certain level of this was originally supposed to be Kirk doing the courtroom scenes here, and that's why Picard's able to beam down this week.
Yeah,
got it.
The captain beams down because, of course.
Yes, take the whole away team, and we kind of lost track of Crusher somewhere in here. I guess Troy's being the Bones character now.
Yeah, and Crusher's there for a second, but
yeah,
the original series still had that much more of the old holdover, which I feel like a lot of this, like, we're mixing the magic and science things are, because a lot of these we went somewhere and discovered a magical creature things are holdovers from old Age of Expansion, Age of Exploration fiction, where you find a weird island and stuff happens. And a lot of that was, of course, holdovers from old Greek stuff, like, the Odyssey, where you go to a weird island and there's a magic critter, or a person who turns your crew into pigs.
Or a giant one-eyed fellow who's bad with puns.
Yeah.
It's all this weird local stuff that's just beyond the horizon and too far for normal people to reach, but, we'll do it on our adventure and it'll be great.
I don't know if you've been playing Hades too. I like the Cyclops in that one.
I have not.
He starts talking about how much he hates nobody, and your character has no idea what he's talking about. It's like, nobody defeated me last time. It's like, well, I guess it's good to take ownership of your own mistakes.
Yeah. So you just kind of failed. Got it. And to a certain degree, there's also, in terms of, Star Trekness of this sort of plot here, this is something that we could conceivably revisit someday, but because it's Star Trek, we never do.
Yeah. Apparently they do in, like, a comic at some point, which a lot of Star Trek does at some point.
And, there is options for making use of this planet some more, or maybe the character Ardra in some other capacity, and they could tie it up into all sorts of other mythos sort of things in terms of Star Trek, so that, it's, Ardra was one of the Olympians and, was actually secretly, I don't know, Athena or something like that. And it's like just kind of mad at these people. And it's like, yeah, I'll write a contract for you, fine. And, you could have some serious fun with it, making use of all this nonsense, really.
I think the only real thing they should have done was just brought Conwoman Ardra back as a reoccurring villain.
Yeah. And, pull a Harry Mudd, gender switch and, and to have their whole thing be pretending they're super powerful, entities of some sort. And there you go.
Yeah, you find her just in charge of a planet somewhere, or you have to team up with her because you have to deal with a first contact situation with a super religious society.
The first attempt at first contact with these folks is they just started shooting, and, well, it would be nice to have someone that is at least gets them to at least give us 5 minutes. So, if you're going to be, playing their deity anyway, and already started that, well, maybe you could help us out. Well, wasn't this crazy, Picard?
It's just somewhat interesting to me when you have these. They make it work well in Star Trek, which I think is a testament to the way that they deal with themes more so than technology, even though everyone wants to focus on technology with these things. Because they very much do the Philip K. Dick thing. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. But then they also have magic. And because the characters are very clear on, well, that's magic, and this is technology. I know the difference. It doesn't matter that they do the same thing.
Yeah, it's muddling it, and, well, I think it really kind of hurts the whole fiction at the end of the day. Because, having yourselves be like, yeah, there is maybe forces that we don't understand here, but we are trying to, and maybe at some point we will, kind of leads to a bit more hopefulness about the universe and understanding it. Well, just saying, oh yeah, it's all magic, it's fine, is not not helpful on that sort of theme building here.
It's a very easy way to give you there's stuff in the universe so beyond our understanding. It's the way that people who don't want to have to write quantum physics write that.
Yeah. Man, and nowadays it's string theory instead, and it's like, man, you guys just don't get it, do you?
The whole universe is made of strings, tiny strings, really tiny strings that vibrate or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is not just a cute mathematical concept. It is for real disease, describing everything, and it's just beyond us, and you don't think about it too hard.
Is this why every New Age grifter keeps talking about how you need to change your vibrational energy?
I think that's maybe related.
I feel like that predates something. I'm trying to figure out where the hell this vibrational energy shit comes from, but...
Yeah, well, everything has its resonance frequency, man, and if you hit the right notes, you can shatter anything. It's maybe sort of like that. It's like, yeah, well, it maybe works if you're dealing with a crystalline structure, but, human beings are a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, human beings are kind of too squishy for resonance frequencies.
It's like, all right, you have managed to hit the resonance frequency of one bit of crystal somewhere in your body. Congratulations, you have broken apart 2 atoms.
Well, I mean, you do have a lot of bones in there.
Yeah. It's, even bones are like, a lot more complicated than, straight up crystals here. And it's like, yeah, there is, things that can damage them in terms of vibrationals, interactions, but it's sort of your bones are not going to just completely fly apart unless you're like slamming up against a wall really hard.
Then you have other problems.
Then you have other problems. It's like, oh, I also have massive organ damage because I have fallen off a large building.
Yeah. Ouch, my bones.
Yeah, my bones and everything else.
And my spleen, and my liver, and stomach, and one of the bones is in my lung.
Whoops.
That bone's not supposed to be there.
But, not speaking of bones, it is interesting, perhaps, that we once again have an invocation of a human-centric concept here, though.
Yeah, because devil.
Yeah.
The devil.
Yeah, because in a lot of different human cultures, we have various, devil characters or devils of some sort, aka some group of bad, evil spirits or entities or gods or something like that show up and cause, mischief, mayhem, or punish in various ways. And that's, it's one of those things like, oh yeah, it shows up all sorts of different forms and things like that in various religions. Judeo-Christian sort of flow of things, of course, has a strong link there, as well as with Islam. But there's also cultures well outside the Western traditions that have something like this. You can even go back to Zoroastrianism, where like Zarathustra's like, hey, you should be doing this worship thing here, and there's sort of a centralized God, but it's also this sort of duality thing, so that there's sort of like a division between good and evil, and there's a dichotomy and things like that. But these are supposed to be aliens, right? Mm-hmm. So why do they necessarily have to have a straight up good and evil thing going on?
Well, even with that, you have a particular problem with all the examples you're citing, because one of the reasons that you have devil-like figures throwing out through all of human history in a way that people will point to and go like, see, devil stuff and demons everywhere, is because all of those cultures were written down and examined through a Western Judeo-Christian lens. Mm-hmm. And so they took anything that even sort of fit and went, haha, I know that's the devil. You can see it very clearly in examples like Hades and Loki, because neither of those characters is presented as particularly outright evil in either of their local original mythologies, but we needed to put a devil character in the mythos in order for us to feel like we could understand and rewrite it for a Western canon.
Yeah, it's like original Greek is like, oh yeah, Hades is just in charge of the underworld, and so he's kind of all about keeping track of things there.
Yeah, he's not evil. He's just there, but we made him evil. We decided he was evil and is like akin to the devil because he's the one in charge of the underworld, even though in Greek mythology, the underworld is just where everybody winds up.
Mm-hmm. So are we all going to be suffering under some sort of devil in the Greek view of things? Well, not quite, but
it's complicated.
once we translate it to the Christian vision of things,
then yes.
Oh heck yeah! So don't be an old school Greek god believer here, because that would be bad. And by extension, Roman gods. Yeah.
So I think really the main thing that you could take away from Ardra's little speech there as she read their computer went, these guys are really full of themselves. Yep. I can play into your human-centric view of the universe.
And, these local folks, they, are going to be presenting themselves, with some sort of all-powerful being here that they're owing themselves to. And it's really only when we interact with these folks from off-planet that, oh yeah, the devil. I am that figure, totally.
Yeah.
And not just Ardra, which is, their kind of sinister and good, likes to enslave people sort of, a deity of choice here.
In fact, if you think about it, something very interesting to me anyway, as someone who takes these things way too seriously, is Theklar and the way that they demonstrate, the Klingon hell or underworld in this and other Star Trek things, including that really bad barge episode from Voyager. It doesn't make any sense. The Klingon culture is very pain positive.
Yep.
So you're saying you were dishonorable in life, and therefore you will spend the rest of eternity enduring suffering in a way that would demonstrate your strength and possibly honor. Really, your thing should probably be like your soul just goes away if you don't die honorably and you don't get any kind of honorable, heroic afterlife. Or you go to some sort of mundane thing and are forced to be a farmer forever in order to support the, Stovacor people.
Yeah, it's like, or maybe you go to Grethor and, you don't experience physical pain, but endless ennui.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to Grethor and Grethor's like, hey, it's poker night on Tuesdays. We got shuffleboard.
Yeah.
It's like, is this a cruise liner? My God.
And if you're willing to gin run me, guess what? Oh, and no playing of hearts, that's too edgy for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way that they have to, force in your human-centric, devil-centric view into mythologies, like, even breaks down when you're dealing with your made-up mythologies. Because the Klingons arguably should not have that. It doesn't make any sense for their culture. We're the people who go like, I will prove my honor and devotion by enduring voluntary torture.
And that's a good thing, So, send me into the suffering machine.
Unless the entire idea is that you do that to make up for your dishonorable life and, prove shit, but they don't talk about that either. It also sounds like the kind of thing that they would love. Like, if you die honorably, you go to this place where you have to endure a ton of suffering to just prove how damn tough and cool and honorable you are, and then you get to go party with Zeus or whoever.
In some ways, we're touching upon one of the visions of the afterlife as laid out by spoilers, The Good Place. Are you okay with more spoilers, Gepwin?
I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen the entire show?
They had to the way that they fixed it later.
Yeah.
It wasn't before.
But the sort of end game for the show is like, wow, the current system actually sucks. Let's rework it somehow, and they have to convince various folks to get on board. But the end state for at least part of the afterlife is that, okay, so there is still demons that effectively torture people, but instead of just constant pain and suffering and things like that, they set up the sort of situations that provide a avenue for improving yourself, so that you are becoming more of a good person over time. So it's a series of very awkward situations. And as once you sort of learn your lesson and figure out, internally in your soul, as it were, how to be the best version of you possible, then you can go to the actual good place, hang out with all the other cool people. And so it's sort of what you're sort of describing as with a Grethor with lots of suffering would be kind of like that, but much more of the original version of hell. For the bad place here, as how it's set up there.
Yeah. My point is, Klingons would love hell, but our storytelling ideas are too narrow.
Yes, too simplistic. Maybe we should have stocked the entire Enterprise with Yazidis.
I don't know Yazidi. I know Zedi.
The Yazidi with a Y here. It's a monotheistic religion. It was sort of in the pre-Islamic Kurdish territories there, and a few other cool stuff going on there. But the thing is that they don't believe that evil exists as a concept. That it doesn't make sense. And so having a god there. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. But there's no devil. There's no alternative, figure. And to even sort of try to suggest that is a admission that you believe in evil and thus, are in violation of the faith there. They're like, hell, devil? No, that doesn't make any sense. Go away.
I like them. That sounds nice.
So, a lot of religions have this dualism thing going on here, but these folks, no, not so much.
Yeah, you're right. Evil is stupid.
Yeah. Though there is always the fun idea that it's like, oh yeah, evil exists, but only for those that believe in evil. Like, what do you mean? So if you believe in evil, then yeah, sure, you'll go to hell. But if you don't, you don't. Wait, so I have to not think about evil in order to not have evil happen. That is weird.
Yeah, pink elephants.
Yeah, don't think about pink elephants.
Well, we have to go soon, but good and evil is a false dichotomy set up to uphold patriarchal values and instill the mastery and power structure of the church. So, the universe is a lot more complicated, and we should not let things be held to such a simplistic worldview, and maybe realize, being a quote good person is a evolutionary process, you could say, for your internal self. That we try stuff and we see how it causes outcomes, and
if one of our, decided values is, I want people just generally to be happy. If what you're doing is causing that, then cool. If not, well, maybe try something else.
Just stop believing in binaries.
Yeah.
There's no binary. If someone tells you there's a binary, they're trying to uphold the patriarchy.
Yeah. They're trying to hold you down, man. And, even in computers, it's like, yes, we use a binary for ones and zeros, but that's not what voltage is. It could be all sorts of different
people.
things.
Those who believe in binary thinking.
And those who just see the number 10.
Well, we've prattled on for enough. It's probably time for the galaxy's favorite game show.
Woohoo! Hey everybody, welcome to the Galaxy's favorite game show. We got our various contestants here. Some of them are cowering in fear, but others are standing up for themselves. And, some of them have got points, others not so much. Our first prize is the Fine Print Prize, which goes to Data for discovering that, yes, there's a way to force binding arbitration. Hooray! Hopefully, Ardra goes for it. Anyway, what does Data win, Gipwin?
Data wins one of those boxes that says, please agree to this before using your Android. You have no other choice but to agree to binding arbitration.
I like that. Would it just show up on his chest or something? Or
yeah,
forehead?
It just pops up. He's like, Data, please do this. It pops up a terms of service agreement.
That'd be awesome. And a little confusing sometimes, but anyway, our second prize is Grand Theft Me, which goes to Picard for getting zapped down to the planet in his PJs. What does Picard win?
Picard wins Star Trek jammies. They all wear these flowy robe things because the uniforms already look like pajamas, but you'd save yourself a lot of time in these situations if you just wore pajamas that were the same color as your uniform.
Yeah. And it's like, oh no, I've been abducted from my quarters here, and well, I'm already technically in uniform. I just don't have all the pips and comm badge on right now, because those are hard to sleep on. Our final prize is the Fooled You prize, which goes to Ardra for using holograms and the like to trick people into thinking she's various devils. What does she win, Kepwin?
Ardra wins not thinking with her dick, because if you'd just left Picard alone instead of deciding to mess with him, you probably wouldn't have gotten yourself into this mess, and you might have gotten your whole planet.
Indeed. So once again, the loins of someone involved in the plot has caused things to fall apart. So Ardra, get over yourself and get over your needs there. Sorry, but I'm usually sex positive, but if you're trying to take over a planet, you got to put your priorities where they need to be.
Yeah, you can be sex positive and still say thinking with your dick usually leads to bad outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
And by dick, I mean the universal dick, more like phallus in general, philosophical sense.
Yes, the idealized phallus. Very Platonic here. Hey, how would Plato describe Ardra, I wonder? Anyway, I didn't give Worf a prize because, Worf effect, it's pretty standard at this point, but we might be saving him for, getting one of those soon anyway.
Yeah.
This
time
episode.
He got force fielded, so.
Yes.
It's probably like a day in the park for him.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is not so bad. I didn't actually get beat up. I just ran into a wall, and really, that's kind of my own fault. Anyway, that's all I got here for today, Gepwin. Feel free to take us away.
Yes, thank you, everyone, for joining us on the Galaxy's favorite game show! So, next week, we get one of the other good episodes.
Yeah.
The 1985 cult classic,
Clues. Now, this is not Clue the film with, Curry and, the other famous folks. I'm not remembering all the names right off.
Yeah, we've already done the only cult classic starring Tim Curry we're going to be able to get.
He's in the Shadow movie. Does that count as science fiction? It has psychic powers.
I don't know. Superheroes, especially that era of superhero, are very iffy.
Yeah.
Also, the Shadow movie is terrible.
Yeah. But he's in it.
I watched some of it because I was looking at something. And like, so in The Shadow, Tim Curry plays an American sex pervert. And like, I have to see what the hell he does with that.
Yeah. Well, we can also, it's not a movie, but he is in an episode of Lex.
Well, okay, that could be worth it.
Yeah. He was also kind of a perverted character there.
One day we're going to do our sideshow where it's just by men follow Tim Curry's career.
Yes. Next episode is clues. And I have to get this out of my system right now. Wake up. Who knew? It's me. It's you. Get a clue. It's there inside of you. Get a clue. There's nothing you can't do. Yeah, I had to. Sorry.
I was too old for that show.
No, this is not Blue's Clues. This is Prozac and Simon and Milo's "Get a Clue." It's a song that they did. It's
sounds like Blue's Clues.
Yeah. I think it's maybe actually like friendship and love. Maybe, I don't know. It's been a while since I've actually listened to the whole thing.
Well, I need to figure out how I work in flames on the side of my face.
I think there's an opportunity. Just what color are the flames?
Yeah, that's true. So next time is Clue, where there's clues. It's clues and there are clues. Aha, you might think that's one of the things where Data becomes Sherlock Holmes, but this time Data is the Moriarty of the piece.
Oh no! Data's turned evil again?
Yeah. They need to stop doing that.
Yeah. Well, but is he really evil? Is Data the devil?
And do we owe him anything?
I guess depends on if we played poker that night. Anyway.
Anyway, this is a fun episode. I really like it, and I think that it's got one of the most interesting conclusions of any of these kinds of shows that I've ever seen.
Yes. It's like a time travel plot, but better.
Yeah, it's kind of like a time loop.
Yeah.
But it's not a time loop. They had exactly one really good time loop episode.
Yes. Next time on Watchers of Tomorrow, Data as HAL 9000. You have been listening to Watchers of Tomorrow, a podcast on science fiction media. Find and listen to Watchers of Tomorrow on Podbean, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Digital Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Google Play, and many more places where podcasts can be found. If you enjoyed our podcast, make sure to subscribe for more. And make sure to rate your experience or leave us a review. You may find Gepwin on YouTube as Gepwin and on Pillowfort. You may find Dr. Isix on YouTube and Blue Sky. Music is Waveform and Mori's Principle, both by DRKRN, and Quirky Dog by Kevin MacLeod. Check out the Watchers of Tomorrow Discord channel. You may also find Watchers of Tomorrow on Tumblr. Make sure to share the experience of Watchers of Tomorrow with your friends, loved ones, enemies, alien overlords, and your doppelganger from the mirror dimension. Have a good day, and ahead, warp factor heckin' fast.